Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and thank you for joining us. We do 2 Sudoku videos a day, or something very like Sudoku, at least every day, with variant rules normally, and it's a very entertaining art form to enjoy every day. So we have great fun. We hope you come along with us for the ride or try the puzzles yourselves before watching our solves. You can sometimes get tips from us, sometimes you can marvel at our inefficiency, but these are always good fun, good times. So we'll have a look at this puzzle in a moment and I'll go through the rules. There are 4 different line colours to grapple with today. But first of all, don't forget that if you like the content on Patreon, you can play our Sudoku hunts each month. 9 puzzles this month, each with a bogus clue in them, leading to a final puzzle with no bogus clues but pretty tough to solve. And the prize is Emily Williams' amazing cushion cover in a Sudoku design of her own making, and it's just a fantastic prize to be able to offer. Thanks so much to Emily for making it. That is one of the things on Patreon. There's also crossword videos, connections videos, all sorts going on there. We urge you to have a look at that and join us in the best puzzle club in the world. Now, in terms of the best Sudoku apps in the world, we believe they are our 12 Cracking the Cryptic apps. And they do feature line Sudoku and domino Sudoku and our latest Fog of War Sudoku with the interactive fog puzzles where you clear the fog by entering digits in cells. It really is good fun, and just rave reviews all the time for the apps, so do check those out. There are hints when you get stuck. There are a variety of types of puzzle within them and some brilliant authors featured. We of course also have SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD by the brilliant programmer Sven, who has helped develop the Sudoku Pad app that we use every day. And then there are items in our merchandise, including Amber Picture's wonderful t-shirt, the Secret Squared t-shirt. And if you know what the secret is, you know that the Secret Squared is this year. Let's see if we need the secret today. Let's see what the rules of a puzzle called There's a 4 in the Corner by MD88 Keys, and I don't know how to pronounce that particularly, and MD88 Keys, you're very welcome to the stable of setters who have appeared on Cracking the Cryptic videos. So the rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column and every 3x3 box. Along a purple line, digits form a set of consecutive digits in any order. So these are 8 digits that form a set of consecutive digits, but not necessarily ordered correctly. Now, along a green line, neighbouring digits must have a difference of at least 5. So this could be 1 and 6 or 1 and 8, but not 3 and 7. Along an orange line, you could have 3 and 7 because the difference has to be at least 4 between neighbouring cells, but you couldn't have 3 and 6. Box borders divide a blue line into segments which have the same sum. So those 2 cells have the same sum as those 3 and the same again as those 2. And that's it for blue lines. Black dots join cells with a 1:2 ratio. They're not all given, but those 2 one will be double the other. So it could be 4 and 8, for instance. Give it a try on that first link under the video if you want to have a go at the puzzle first. I am going to start now, so let's reset the clock. Let's get cracking. Right, in this central box where we have the orange line, I mean, it's a very pretty design, reminiscent of the art gallery and Skunkworks duality lines, but these aren't duality lines. But I like the fact that 3 of the lines are just squares. It's very comforting. But in the central box, this orange, okay, I'm gonna start by explaining some things I know about green lines, because they may matter in this puzzle. Then I'll generalize into orange lines, and then we will put a 5 in the middle of the puzzle. which Simon has often said is the mark of a brilliant construction. But I mean, it is sometimes it just happens. But there is a 5 there, and I would explain how I know via the green line. So along a green line, you cannot have 5 on a green line because there is no Sudoku digit that can be its neighbour and have the difference of at least 5. Now, the second thing that means is that you can never have 2 digits higher than 5 next to each other because the difference wouldn't be enough. So we're going to alternate between one higher and one, and then the next one lower, and then the next one higher, all the way around this green line. So I don't know whether yellow represents high or red and red low, or the other way around, but I do know that they alternate all the way around that. Now I'm going to tell you the other thing that I know, which is that 4 and 6 can never be placed on a green line where they would have 2 neighbours that could see each other. So if you were trying and put a 4 there, you'd have to put 9 in both of those cells, but they're both in the same column. So that would break Sudoku rules. So that means none of these digits are 4 and 6. Now, just before I go to the orange line, I'm going to tell you something I know. Oh no, I was going to pencil mark 5s, 4s and 6s, but I'm going to do 5s. The 5 in row 3 must be in one of those cells because it can't be on a green cell. The one in row 7's in one of those. The one in column 3 is in one of those, and in column 7 one of those. And those are the 4 5s in the grid. So within these corner boxes, 5 can't be in this 2 by 2 area, which those of you who are aficionados of the Fistemafell ring will have already realised. Oh, that can't be a 5 because it's on a black dot. There is no digit that can go with 5 on a black dot, where it would have to be half of 5 or double 5. Now, I'm promised eventually to bring this lesson on green lines back to the orange line. Now, orange lines would obey this high-low, high-low, high-low rule if it weren't for the fact they would always obey them if it weren't for the fact that 5 can theoretically go on an orange line. The reason that 5 can go on an orange line is the difference is lower, so it can go next to 1 and 9. Now, on this line, that mustn't happen because that's the only way you get what I call a polarity change. So polarity is whether we are talking about the high numbers or the low numbers. And an orange line must alternate between high and low, except where 5 turns up. And if 5 turns up in a box, like this box, where its 2 neighbours would see each other, so if you were to put 5 there, you'd have to have a 1 and a 9 in those cells. That will cause a polarity change. It will change from the alternating high-low nature. You would get high, 1, 5, 9, low. But that will not work on this 8-cell line because you can't get a second polarity change on it because only 5 can do the polarity change. You can only have 1 5 in a box. And this is 8 cells long. That's an even number. So this is going to do the polarity thing. Let's find another couple of colours. And 5 is never going to appear on the line because it would cause a polarity change that would ruin that alternation. So I'm going to put 5 in the middle. And that's how I knew 5 was in the middle. Now, where does that leave us? Oh, this dot is simple in a way. The difference between 2 cells, there are 4 possible pairs that can go on a black dot in a Sudoku. They are 1 2, 2 4, 4 8 and 3 6. Now only one of those pairs has a difference of at least 4. 3 6 doesn't because the difference is only 3. So that is a 4 8 pair. Now, wherever 4 appears on this line, it's got only 2 possible neighbours. It's a bigamous digit. It has 8 on one side and 9 on the other. So one of these 2 is 4, and therefore 9 is on its other side. The other bigamous digit, apart from 5 and 4, is 6, which can only be neighboured by 1 or 2. I don't think I can necessarily place 6 here, because I don't know which is high and which is low. That's weird. The other side of the 8 doesn't have to be constrained to one possible digit. I don't know, there might be one sequence of circulating digits, but I think there might be more with an orange line. So I'm not going to explore that. I'm going to move on. I haven't looked at the blue lines yet. Oh, I tell you what, I'm going to write 2 candidates into this cell. The pink line is, no, it's a purple line, it's described as in the rules. It's a Renban line. It contains 8 consecutive digits. So it's either the numbers 1 to 8 or the numbers 2 to 9. Now that's going to leave either 1 or 9 out. And therefore that must go in the center of this box. Now, what does that do to this line? I think the high digit is likely. So the low digit is difficult. If that's a 1, this is at least 2, 4. Then the difference between that and that would be 5. Okay, maybe I can eliminate 5 from here, and I don't know if that's actually going to be any help, but I want to think about it. This couldn't go 1, 5, because the n on the line would be 6, and those would have to be 1, 2, 3, but that would clash with 1s. Could it be 9, 5? Then the n on the line would be 14. Then the total sum of the line would be 42. And I will now share the secret with you that every row, column and box in a Sudoku adds up to the same digit. So the secret is 45. And that's the sum of this row. If the blue line adds up to 42, these end digits are a 1 and 2. Now that would be 9, 5. This pair would be 8, 6 to also add up to 14 in 2 digits. These cells would be 3, 4, 7. And that won't work because the black dot cannot join 3, 4, 3, 7 or 4, 7. They don't have a 1 to 2 ratio. So that can't be a 5. And that may not be helpful at all because we've still got 2 positions for 5 in this box and we don't have any neighbour rules on the purple line, so I don't know. I wanted to eliminate 5, now I don't know why I wanted to. Okay, let's think again about whether this is a 1 or a 9. If it's a 1, if it's a 1, the maximum these 2 cells can be is a 1, 9 pair. That's 10. That could only be made up in one way in this row, and that is by 2, 3, 5. Because the 1 is gone. And that won't work because there's no black dot pair there. So how about 1, 8 and 2, 3, 4? Adding up to 9, and that won't work either because then you've got only 5, 6, 7 and 9 available to make another 2 cell pair adding up to 9. So 1, 8 doesn't work. Once you get down to 1, 7, you need a 1 in that segment. That's not allowed. Let me just check again. 1, 9 would leave 2, 3, 5. Although that could be 4, 6, this can't be 2, 3, 5. There's no black dot digit there. Okay, good. This is not a 1, this is definitely a 9. Now where does that place me? Oh, this pair can't be 4, 8 because both of 4, 8 are looking at that. Right, here's a nice point. This pair can't be 3, 6 because they add up to 9 and that's obviously 9. That would leave these 2 cells making up the end total in each box having to be the same. And they would clash with each other. So this is not a 4, 8 or a 3, 6 pair. It's either 1, 2 or 2, 4. Now, if it was 1, 2, and that was 9, there's a difference of 6 between those. 3 there and 9 there. So there would have to be a difference of 6 between these cells. But you'd have used up 1, 2 in the row. So these would have to be, oh, they couldn't be 1, 7 or 2, 8, and they couldn't be 3, 9 because you've used up 9. My goodness, that's really pretty. So that is not a 1, 2 pair. That is a 2, 4 pair. And actually 4, 8, looking down at that, gives us another definite digit. Now, the difference between these two cells, again, it's the difference between 9 and that pair, which is 6. So the difference between these two is 3. Therefore, one of them is even and one of them is odd. The even digit is either 6 or 8, and the odd digit is therefore, I suppose, well, 3, since it can't be 9, or 5. Now, if it's 8 and 5, it can't be 5. We're not allowing a 5. Oh, hang on, that could be a 5. I haven't ruled that out. 6. No, I don't think 8 and 5 works, because the 5 would be in this cell to make that add up to 14, and this would be 2, 4, 8. Why did I say that couldn't be a 5? I worked out somehow that couldn't be 9, 5. That would be 8, 6. This would have to be 7, 4, 3. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so 5, 8 doesn't work. So 8 is not the even digit. So these are 3 and 6, and the order is determined by the adding up the line segments. 9, 3 is 12. 2, 4, 6 is 12. That must be right. This is now a 5, 7 pair, and we know where the 5 goes from the work we did earlier. And the other digits in the row are 1 and 8. And we've done a line. That's quite exciting. Now, I don't think this other line is approachable in the same way at all, because here we had the start there of a 1 or a 9. Up here, I mean, it could be exactly the same digits on the line, not in the same order, obviously. I think there are various possibilities. I don't think I can do anything with that. Okay, I know that 5 in this box is in one of these two cells, because it can't be on this green line. In fact, this was something I was thinking of doing earlier, was marking 4 and 6 as well as 5 off the lines in all of these boxes. Actually, I'm quite glad I didn't. Okay, it would be a very busy grid of pencil marks if I'd done that. What I am going to observe is that the positions for 5 there rule that out from being 5. Now we've found 5 in box 7, and that can't be 5. But now, oh, we found 5 in box, box 9 already. So that's limiting 5 to one of those cells, not there, and 5 in one of those. Oh, I thought I was going to get to place all the 5s. Didn't happen. By the way, the title, there's a 4 in the corner. We could have taken that as an extra rule, that one of the corners has to have a 4. But it might not mean that. It might mean something about the Fistermafel ring. Now, I didn't explain this, and I may not have to yet. But those 16 cells, for various intricate Sudoku set theory reasons, have to be exactly the same digits as appear in these 16 cells. Now, if you consider these as the corners, it would be quite interesting, because if there was a 4 in any one of them, it would put a 4 on this ring. And 4 can't sit in these cells. We've established that already. So 4 would have to be in one of these corners. Maybe that's what there's a 4 in the corner means. Okay, I don't know. And it doesn't feel like a rule. It's not in the rule set. It's just the title, so it might be misleading anyway. Just thought I'd have a little discussion on the title. Now, I don't actually know what I'm doing next. Oh, earlier I was thinking about where does 6 go on the orange line? Well, we've got information. Oh, we've got brilliant information. Because 6 cannot go in either of these cells in box 5. It would be next to 4 or 8, and the difference would only be 2. That's no good. So 6 must now be there, and 6 must be flanked by a 1 and a 2. And the 9 that we pencil marked now has to go here, and that determines the high-low business going on. I suppose putting in the 6 did as well. That's a 7, that's a 3. Remember, that is allowed on an orange line. Let's get rid of the colouring because it did its job completely. And we got loads of digits. Oh, in fact, we can even do the 1 and the 2 thanks to good old Sudoku. Now, what next? This digit is a black dot digit and can't be 2, 3 or 6. There are only 3 other black dot digits. Oh, it can't be 8 because this would be a 4 and that would clash with the given 4 here. So that is 1 or 4, and then by black dot rules this has only got 2 possibilities, 2 or 8. Now actually that doesn't mean there are 2 combinations available here, it means there are 3. 8, 4, 2, 4 and 2, 1. And they are widely disparate, so they don't really tell us what's going on the blue line yet. Now there's another black dot digit here. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 are the only black dot available digits. This can't be 3, so 6 is ruled out. So this is from the 1, 2, 4, 8 family, and it can't be 8 because 4 is not an option there. So at least we're down to 3. Can we do anything with the high-low quota here? Ah, okay, this is interesting. It's these cells, C6 and 9. So if they're high, they're a 7-8 pair. Now, oh, there's something wrong with that. Right, which one? Yeah, this is good. Which one would be 7? Doesn't matter. If that was 7, it would have to be flanked by 1 and 2 on the line, but neither of those cells can be a 2 because we've got these 2's marked. If that was a 7, it's exactly the same problem. That would be 1 and 2. So that neither of these can be 7, and that only leaves 8 as a possibility for both of them. Well, 8 can't go twice in the column. So red is... Oh, this was blindingly obvious in row 5. I didn't see this. If these were high, one of them would be a 6, but 6 is never allowed in those positions because of the neighbours rule, so the polygamous rule. So those are not high, they are low, we'll make them blue. These yellows become high, we'll make that orange. Now, this digit is 1 or 3 because 2 and 4 have gone in the box. This is 8 or 9, it sees 6 and 7. This sees 8 and 6, so it's 7 and 9. This one, I don't know, 1, 2 or 3. Oh, I thought this, oh look, no, those are high. Yeah, this is clearly the version which has a lot more going for it. Oh, that's low and it's not 3. It can't be 4 because that's not allowed to be 9. So that's 1 or 2. The same is true here. This can't be 4 because that would have to be 9. So there's no 3 in a corner of this Fistmerfell ring down here. We've got a 1, 2, 3 triple that makes that a 4. Oh, and that doesn't decide what this cell is. It's still 2 or 8. But let's keep pencil marking because I'm never afraid to pencil mark. This digit is not allowed to be 3. Because of its position, it can't be 4. So that's 1 or 2. And this is a 4. There is a 4 in the corner of the Fistmerfell ring, and therefore somewhere in a corner box. So I think that's probably what the title means. That 4 has to be flanked by 9s on the line. It's the only digit it's allowed. And it's in a position where its 2 neighbours don't see each other. Now, This digit is not 9. It's not allowed to be 6 because both neighbours would have to be 1, so it's 7 or 8. This sees 9, 7 and 6. That's an 8. This is low, 1, 2 or 3. This is in a position where it has to be 1, 2 or 3 as well. This now can't be 6 or 9. This can't be 9 as well. So, okay, this is a 7, 8 pair, and now I eliminate 3 from here. How do I do that? Because one of these is a 7. 7's not allowed to be next to 3 on the line. So now I've got a 1, 2 pair in this row. 9's in one of those cells. Everything else in the row is from 3, 4, 6. That one can't be 4, so it's 3 or 6. Oh gosh, it's clever this. Oh, that 8 has made this a 2, and that doesn't resolve this cell. But it does take 2 out of there. Now I've got a 1, 3 pair in this column. I can complete the column with 7 and 8. That's going to sort out the orange digits at the bottom. 7 is not allowed to be next to 3, so that's a 1. I might finish this Fistamafel ring now. That's a 2. That sees 1 and 2. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. And legally it is flanked by 8 and 9. 3 there can't go next to 7. And that 8 sees this cell. There we go. The ring is done. I can get rid of those colours now. How do I don't know. I could try and use the fact that these 16 digits go in those 16 corner boxes, but it's not necessarily an entertaining way to solve. Let's use that row to decide that this is not 6 or 8. This is now 1, 6, 7 triple. That must be 6 with 1, 7 in the corner. Oh, that 8 has decided this cell. This is 2, 4, 9. This is a 5, 3 pair. They're done. Let's look up the grid. Oh, bother. That's a 1, 4 pair. Oh, I haven't used this blue line yet. We're going to get there in a moment. Now, what are the totals available on the blue line? 12, 11, 9 and 8. It's not going to be 8 or 9, because that would make the whole line add up to 24 or 27, leaving the outies to add up to 21 or 18. Even 18 is too big because they both have to be 9s, so that's not a 1, that's a 4. I probably, I don't know, I could spend some time working out the cases whether that was a 5 or a 6, but let's just settle for what we've got so far. Actually, this is going to add up to at least 11. So the 1 in this row can't be on this blue line. It's got to be here. And that fixes the corner down here as a 7. 9 in the first column is there. Everything else in the first column is 3, 5 or 6. I've got a 1 to place. In fact, that might be the last one in the grid. I was just thinking of it as the one in row 6, but it is the last one in the grid. Then I can finish off row 6. 6 and a 5. That 6 is going to sort out the whole of box 4, isn't it? Yeah. The whole of column 1. I think we're on the home stretch now. 5 in row 3 has to be there. And the other digits in row 3 are 2 and 7. Still haven't used this line. I do know the parity of this. No, I don't. No, that line's divisible by 3, not 2, so I don't know the parity of this digit. That's an 8-5 pair by Sudoku. That is right. Let's have a look at these possibilities. 11 or 12. How do I make this pair add up to 11 or 12? Oh, 7-5 if it's 12, 3-8 if it's 11. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, I mean, it's not that weird. It's just irritating. Okay, let's try this column. 4, 6, and 9 to place. Oh, okay, this cannot be a 6 for the simple reason that it would add up to the same as that total. Now, the reason that that is a good reason is because those two cells would have to be equal to make the line segments equal if that was a 6. So that's got to be a 9, which is a very nice way. I may now, I mean, I've sort of used this line to get that, but I haven't actually calculated n, and I may not have to. I think I may be able to finish the puzzle now by Sudoku techniques, at which point it'll be quite amusing. We could check at the end that this line obeys n if my suspicion is right. I don't know why I care about this sort of thing. I just do. So we've got a 7 there. My suspicion might be wrong anyway. These are from 3, 7, 8. That one can't be 7. These are from 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I was talking nonsense. I was planning not to calculate this line, but I think I'm actually going to have to now after all. That is now 12. It's very straightforward as a calculation. I can put in 3 there and 7 there. And I couldn't get away with not doing the Sudoku. Serves me right for trying. No 3 in those cells. Do we have a 4 in the corner? Oh, this is the last chance saloon. Last throw of the dice at the last chance saloon. I think we are going to get a 4 in the corner there, and it's going to be the last digit I place. There we go. There is a 4 in the corner. MD88 keys. That's lovely. That's a really good puzzle. Lovely flow to it. Really interesting interactions of the lines together. You didn't need the whole Fist-and-Fell ring theory, although I'm sure it might have helped some people solve it. I'd be quite interested to see if you used it in the comments. Didn't need it in this one for me. Just a little bit of careful attention to detail. Tiny bit of case testing along there was useful. And knowing a few things about orange and green lines, I suppose. Even knowing that on a purple line, this central digit was 1 or 9 was very helpful. Oh look, it was 3 of the 4 black dot pairs ended up as 2 4 pairs. That's actually slightly unusual. And that one was a 4 8 pair. I don't know why, just because once you use a 2 4 pair, it doesn't leave many digits for other black dots. So that appears less often than normal in these puzzles. Anyway, absolute delight to solve. Thank you for watching us on the channel as always, and really hope to see you again tomorrow for more Variant Sudoku. Bye for now.